Welcome back to Theory Hammer, folks. Today, we're taking a look at the Custodes Codex. What an unfortunate piece of shit. Alright, well, we're going to take a look at it today. We're going to see what's going on here. So, if you guys like that kind of content, if you like Codex reviews, make sure that you Guardian Spear the like button. Subscribe to Theory Hammer, check out our other videos, leave a comment, hit Nurgle's bell icon, do all that stuff. Alright guys, Custodes Codex, let's get into this absolute dumpster fire. Here we go. Alright guys, let's get into this. Let's see if we can find any golden turds in here. So, you have an army rule. It's martial kata. It got changed, but it's not all doom and gloom because you get to pick for every unit now. Each time a unit from your army with this ability is selected to fight, select one of the kata stances below. Until that unit has finished making its attacks, the selected stance is active for it and it gains the relevant ability. So you either have Daktari, which is sustained hits 1 for melee weapons, or Rendax for lethal hits 1, or lethal hits. There's no lethal hits 2, it's just lethal hits. So you get to pick one of those and it's per unit now. Before, I'm pretty sure anyway, it was your army picked it during the combat phase or the fight phase, and everybody got the same thing. So this is different. You also will notice that one of them's missing. So right after the start here, we're missing a rule, which is -1 to hit them. Okay. So yeah, let's go. Talons of the Emperor. These guys suck. So they have revered champions. Units from your army gain the following ability: Null Aegis. While an Adeptus Custodes unit is within 6 inches of this unit, models in that unit have the Feel No Pain 5+ against psychic attacks and mortal wounds. All other Adeptus Custodes units from your army gain the following ability: Deadly Aura. While an Anathema Psychona unit is within 6 inches of this unit, each time a model in that Anathema Psychona unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So +1 to hit for your sisters, a fucking awful Feel No Pain ability for your regular guys. So, yeah, that's what you get. No. Alright, so these guys have some enhancements. The first one is Radiant Mantle. This is 30 points. Adeptus Custodes model only. Each time an attack targets the bearer's unit. If the attacking model is within 12 inches, they subtract 1 from the hit roll. Each time an attack targets the bearer's unit, if the attacking model is within 12 inches, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So if you get close to me, I'm -1 to hit. It's 30 fucking points for that shit. Okay, sure. Then you have the Gift of Terran Artifice. This is 15 points, Adeptus Custodes only. Each time the bearer makes a melee attack, you add 1 to the wound roll. Not bad for 15 points, not bad for +1 to wound, because these guys have a lot of attacks. You have Champion of the Imperium, Adeptus Custodes model only. The range of the bearer's Null Aegis or deadly, whatever, deadly units, deadly Aegis. What the fuck is it called? Deadly Unity, that's what it is. This says deadly units ability is increased to 9 inches. Okay, so the Champions of the Imperium is a good old 25 points to make these better. Like, no. +1 to hit for 25 points, or gain this for 25 points. It's just a bigger range? No. Right? Am I missing something there? Nope, I'm not missing anything. That's garbage. So that's what that does. Champion of the Imperium. And then you have Aegis Projector. Fuck. 20 points. So once per turn, the first time a saving throw has failed for the bearer's unit, change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0. That's the best one for sure. 25 or 20 points for that. Maybe not the best one. These two are the best. Gift of Terran Artifice, 15 points for +1 a wound, or Aegis Protector, once per turn. The first time though kind of sucks. It's not any time, but it's the first time. But you still change it to 0, so that's pretty nice to have. This is the best one. I'm changing my mind. +1 to wound is the best one. Then we have some strats. So Hunt is 1. This is a 1 CP strategic ploy. This is at the start of your movement phase. You target up to two Adeptus Custodes units from your army. They're eligible to shoot and or declare a charge in a turn in which they fell back. You can only select 2 units if one and only one of them is an Anathema Psychana unit, and both are within 6 inches of each other. Okay, so basically it wants to play off your horrible detachment rule here, that you want to be playing the Sisters and the Custodes. Talons interlocked, 1 CP, battle tactics, your shooting phase, up to 2 Adeptus Custodes infantry units from your army, and 1 enemy unit that is an eligible target for all of those units. Okay, until the end of the phase, your units can only target that enemy unit, but each time a model in your unit makes a ranged attack, improve the strength and armor penetration of that attack by 1. So all their dudes can become strength 5, AP 2. So that's interesting. That's for 2 units, so kind of cool. Empiric Severance. Oh, so there's a restriction here. You can only select 2 units if one of them is an Anathema Psychana unit and within 6 inches of each other. Fuck me. Alright, Empiric Severance, 1 CP, Battle Tactics Stratagems. This is in your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its target. And that's in any fight phase and only your opponent's shooting phase. So either your turn or their turn in the fight phase. Opponent shooting phase. Okay, so the target is an Adeptus Custodes unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks, and the friendly Anathema Psychana unit within 6 inches of the Adeptus Custodes unit. Until the end of the phase, you gain Feeling Pain 4+ against psychic attacks and mortal wounds. So it makes this better. So very niche. It's good against like demons and Grey Knights and Thousand Suns. Like, what are we doing here? Emperor's Executioners. Emperors, not Executioners. This is 2 CP. It's at the start of the fight phase. You target up to 2 Adeptus Custodes unit. One of them has to be Anathema Psychana. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in either one of your units targets an enemy unit that's below starting strength, you add 1 to the wound roll. For 2 CP? For 2 CP? For 2 CP? No, absolutely not. Get out of here with this nonsense, dude. Taloned Pincer, 1 CP, battle tactic, your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback move, target up to 2 units that are within 9 inches of the enemy unit. You can make a normal move up to 6 inches. You cannot select units that are within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, and you can only select 2 units and only 1. You can only select 2 units if one and only one of them is an Anathema Psychana. Yes, that's the same. Shield of Honor. Epic Deed, baby. This is a battle tactics. I think I said that. Shield of Honor, 1 CP. Epic Deed strat. It's in your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit selects its target. You target an Anathema Psychana infantry unit from your army that was the target of those attacks, and one other friendly Adeptus Custodes infantry unit within 6 inches of that thing. And then until the end of the phase, any attacks that target your Anathema Psychana unit must instead target the Adeptus Custodes unit. Okay, we can move past that bullshit now and get to the shield host. Cool. Martial Mastery is what these guys get. Once per battle. At the start of the battle round, you can choose Martial Mastery. If you do, until the start of your next battle round, you get some stuff. You get crits on 5-ups for melee attacks, as long as you have the Martial Kata. And you improve the armor penetration characteristic of the melee weapons equipped by everybody by 1, as long as you have the Martial Kata. When I first read this, I was like, oh, once per battle round. And then I reread it, and I was like, oh, it's once per battle. God damn it. Because otherwise, this would actually be good. This would be a great detachment. But, unfortunately, it's not, because it's only once a game. So, enhancements. Let's just roll through this nonsense. From the Hall of Armories. Shield Captain model only. Add 1 to the strength and damage characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. This is actually pretty good. I mean, +1 strength, +1 damage. That makes him strength 8, damage 3. So that's actually pretty good. So from the halls is a good old 25 points. So deck the halls with fowls of orc stuff, fa la 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 la. It's 25 points. +1 strength, +1 damage. Pretty good. Castellan's Mark. The Castellan's Mark is 30 points. So this is what you get for 30 points. After both players have deployed their armies and determined who has the first turn, you can select up to 2 Adeptus Custodes units from your army, excluding Anathema Psychana, and redeploy all those units. When doing so, any of those units can be put into strategic reserve, regardless of how many things are there. So, This is pretty good. After both players have deployed their armies and determined who has the first turn, you can select up to 2 Adeptus Custodes units. Doesn't matter if they're infantry, doesn't matter what it is. So this is absolutely worth 30 points. I would probably do this on something that has like your tanks or something cool like that. So very, very good. Very, very good for that. Auric Mantle. A big old 15 points, right? The Auric Mantle, yes, 15 points. It adds 2 to your wounds characteristic, and it's only on a shield captain or a blade champion. So the Castellan's mark is only on a shield captain as well. So is the from the Hall of Armories. So the last one here is 5 points. It's on a shield captain or a blade champion. While he's leading unit, ranged weapons have ignores cover. So that's pretty fucking bad. It's only 5 points though, so yeah. If you have 5 points laying around in your list, which you probably will, then you can take one of those. Terribleness. Once a game, dude. You only get this once a game. Damn it. Arcane Genetic Alchemy is your first stratagem. It's battle tactics for 1 CP. It's in any phase, just after a mortal wound has been allocated to an Adeptus Custodes model from your army. You target that unit, they get a 4-up feel no pain against mortal wounds only. So, makes me want to cry. Like, damn it, dude. This was written before a lot of the changes from the balanced data slates came out. Like, before, when they got their dev wound changes. And like, this was written for a while. Oh, man. What a piece of shit. So, Avenge the Fallen, 1 CP, strategic ploy. It's at the start of the fight phase. You target an Adeptus Custodes unit from your army, excluding Anathema Psychana, that's below its starting strength. You add 1 to your attack's characteristic of melee weapons. If you're below half strength, you add 2 instead. So if you have a 5-man unit, you go down to do 2 dudes. There we go. Yeah. 2 dudes, plus 2 attacks each. That's going to put them at 7 attacks. You're going to get 14 attacks with them. If you lose 1 guy and you're at 4, that's plus 1 attack each, so that's just plus 4 attacks. It's not that great. Unwavering Sentinels. 1 CP, strategic ploy. It's just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, you target an Adeptus Custodes infantry unit, excluding Anathema Psychonas. That's within range of an objective marker you control. Wait, really? Oh, you have to be in range of an objective marker to do this? Okay. Alright, interesting. So you pick an enemy, or you pick a unit that's within range of an objective marker, and you get to get -1 to hit. So that's combat. It's in the fight phase. So that's pretty okay. It's fuck is how I feel right now. I feel like a fucking disappointed child that didn't get what they asked for on Christmas. Okay? This sucks. Multipotentiality. Strategic ploy for 1 CP. It's in your movement phase. You target an Adeptus Custodes unit from your army that fell back until the end of the phase or the turn. It's eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back and shoot. So it can shoot, declare charge, do all the cool stuff. Yeah. Vigilance Eternal, 1 CP, your movement phase. This is a strategic ploy. 1 battle line unit from your army within range of an objective marker. It remains under your control, even if you have no models within range of it, so becomes sticky. Great. Archaeotech Munitions, 1 CP, war gear, your shooting phase. 1 Adeptus Custodes unit that's not an Anathema Psychana that has not been selected to shoot. You gain either lethal or sustained hits until the end of the phase. You gain those, yeah. That's all you get. Oh my god, what do we do about this? What is this? That's good. So Castellan's Mask, 30 points, great. Sticky Objectives is great. Like, what do you give this to? A Cladius? Like, what? So 4 Feel No Pain, Fallback Shoot Charge, +1 to your attacks, which is bad. -1 to be hit in combat only. Yeah, so, Jesus Christ. Okay, Null, Maiden, Vigil. Alright, let's move on here. Alright, I'm just kidding. Alright, so Null, Maiden, Vigil. Creeping Dread, this is what you get. In the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if an enemy unit is either a Psyker or below its starting strength, and is within 12 inches of 1 or more Anathema Psychana models from your army, that enemy unit must take a battle shock test. If they're below half strength, subtract 1 from it instead. If you select this detachment, prosecutors have battle line keyword. You have Raptor's Blade as the first, probably terrible enhancement. This shit is 25 points. It's on Anathema Psychona only. Add one of the attack, strength, and damage characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. So that's actually not bad. That becomes strength 6, AP 3, I want to say, and 3 damage flat with that. Pretty cool. While the bearer is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, like Psychers specifically, that are battle shocked, you add 2 to the attack, strength, and damage characteristic of the bearer's weapon instead. Not only does it have to be a Psyker, they have to be battle shocked. Like, fuck you. Alright, 25. Give me 25 points for this. Enhanced Void Sheen Cloak, Anathema Psychona. These are all Anathema Psychona. Each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of the attack. If the attack was made by a Psyker or is battle shocked, change the damage characteristic to 1. Alright, so your Cloak of Terribleness is 10 points, so not so bad. Huntress Eye, let's see here, 15 points for this shit. In your command phase, select one enemy unit within 12 inches of the bearer, take a battle shock test. In your command phase, be alive within 12 inches of an enemy unit, and then make them take a battle shock test. It's not impossible, it's just bad. Alright, so then you have Oblivion Knight. While the bearer is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the hit roll. If the attack targets an enemy Psyker, add 1 to the wound roll as well. This is way too niche to be good. I can't get through this, guys. I need your help. This is fucking killing me. Oh my god. Desperations. I'm desperate right now. I'm desperate for something good, and I will pay any price for something good. Just give me one detachment that's good in this fucking codex. But no. I should just close it and turn the video off right now. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Okay, so Desperation's price, 1 CP, strategic ploy strat. It's in any phase just after an enemy Psyker. God damn it. Has either finished using a psychic ability that targets this unit or finished making its psychic attack. You target an Anathema Psychona unit from your army that's within 18 inches of that Psyker. That Psyker unit must take a leadership test. If it's passed, they're battle shocked. If it's failed, they suffer 3 mortal wounds and they're battle shocked. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Fucking garbage. Witch Hunters, Battle Tactics, 1 CP, you're shooting your fight phase. Anathema Psychona unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Select lethal or sustained hits. Until this end of the phase, weapons equipped by models in the unit have the selected ability, but you can only target psychic units. Yo, I'm gonna skip this. Like, literally, I'm gonna skip this fucking... This is fucking terrible. Alright, Anathema Blade Mastery, Battle Tactics, 1 CP, Fight Phase, target a Vigilator unit that has not been selected to fight. Till the end of the phase, each time modeling unit makes a melee attack, you can reroll the hit. If it targets a Psyker, reroll the wound. Woo! Okay, who cares? Side Shaft Volley, Strategic Ploy Strat, 1 CP. This is in your shooting phase, you target a Prosecutor's unit from your army that has just shot. Yes. Select one enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks until the start of your next turn. While your unit is on the battlefield, that enemy unit is prosecuted, baby. Alright, let's see what this 1 CP prosecution strat does. Okay. While a unit is prosecuted, each time an Anathema Psychona model makes an attack against that unit, improve the armor penetration characteristic by 1. While a Psyker or battle shocked unit is prosecuted, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. This is hard. This is difficult. Purgation Sweep. Battle Tactics. 1 CP, your shooting phase, Witch Seeker squad that has not been selected to shoot till the end of the phase. Add 1 of the attacks characteristic of their flamers. If you target a Psyker or a battle shock unit, add 2 to their attacks instead. Cool. Sure. Sure. Psychic Abominations, 1 CP, strategic ploy. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit selects its targets. An Anathema Psychona unit from your army that was the target of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, your unit has the stealth ability, and battle shocked and Psyker models can only target... Oh god, you become lone up against Psychers and battle shocked units. I have not much to say here. Fuck this. Fuck this whole thing, man. This is garbage, bro. This is absolute Auric garbage. This is fucking garbage. The Auric champions are the last detachment here. I didn't even tell you the points. It's like, I just like forgot, I think. Oblivion Knight, 25 points. I think I said that. Fuck this shit. Auric champions, maybe the best one, probably the best one. I don't fucking know. Assemblage of Might. This is what we get. At the start of your command phase, select one unit from your opponent's army until the start of your next command phase. Each time an Adeptus Custodes character model from your army makes an attack that targets that unit, you add 1 to the wound roll. Only affects your characters, and it only affects one enemy unit. Okay, so, yeah. At your start of your command phase, you select a unit from your opponent's army. Your characters get +1 to their wound roll whenever they make an attack. It's any attack, could be shooting. Great, great, great. This is so much fun. Okay, Blade Imperator. Look at these fucking Auric champions. 25 points for your Blade Imperator. Adeptus Custodes model only. Yeah, they're all Adeptus Custodes model. Each time the bearer's unit ends a charge move, select one enemy unit within engagement range of the bearer's unit and roll a d6. On a 4+, you suffer d3 mortal wounds. And then once per battle after the bearer's unit ends a charge move, all enemy units within 6 take a battle shock test. Give me a fucking break, dude. Okay, Inspirational Exemplar. 25 points for this garbage. Can you believe that? Inspirational Exemplar. Adeptus Custodes model only. The bearer has leadership characteristic of 5 once per battle at the start of any phase. You select something that's within 12 inches of the bearer and they're no longer battle shocked. So that's cool. Alright, then you have the Veiled Blade, and the Inspirational Exemplar is 10 points. Veiled Blade is 25. +2 to your attacks characteristic and the bear's melee weapons. And then once per battle, triple the objective control. So this is good. +2 attacks puts you at 9. That's pretty sweet, especially with like lethal or sustained. It's pretty nice to have. So 9 attacks, and tripling your OC, I think to 6 then, because I think they're all 2. So not bad. 25 points though. So you're paying a little bit of points for that, for sure. Then you have Martial Philosopher. If the bearer's unit is eligible to shoot and or declare a charge in the turn in which it fell back, and then once per battle, when an enemy ends a normal advance or fallback move within 9 inches of the bearer, if the bearer's unit is not within engagement range, it can move up to 6 inches once per battle, but you probably only need it once per battle. So both these are great. The Martial Philosopher here is 30 points. So 30 points for that, 25 points for that. So this is okay so far. Slayer of Champions, this is Epic Deed for 1 CP. It's in any phase. You target an Adeptus Custodes character unit from your army that has just destroyed the unit you selected at the start of your command phase as the target of this thing, the Assemblage of Might. You select one other enemy unit on the battlefield until the start of your next command phase. Each time an Adeptus Custodes character model from your army makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, they add 1 to the wound roll. In addition, if the destroyed unit was a character, you gain a CP. So this is interesting that you target the unit with this, but then this only works on characters. So, makes sense though. Makes sense. It does make sense. Superhuman Reserves, 2 CP for an Epic Deed in any phase, just after a Adeptus Custodes Warlord model from your army with that just used an ability on its data sheet from the enhancements, or from the enhancements. Okay, we're gonna start this one over. So, it's in any phase, just after your Warlord uses an ability on its data sheet or an enhancement that's once per battle. It uses it a second time. You can't use it more than once per battle. That's the whole thing. Moving on. Pretty good though, because it allows your shield captains to do stuff multiple times or whatever other captain it's on, because most of these are captain related or something like that. The Emperor's Auspice. 1 CP, Epic Deed. Your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase just after an enemy unit selects its targets. You target a character unit from your army that was the target of the attacks. They gain Feel No Pain 4+ on the character only. Earning a Name, 1 CP, Epic Deed. Fight phase up to 2 Adeptus Custodes character units from your army that have not been selected to fight yet until the end of the phase. Each time a character model in either of your unit makes an attack that targets a monster or vehicle, you can reroll the hit and you can reroll the wound. Okay, not bad for 1 CP. Vigil Unending. This is 2 CP. This is in the fight phase. You target an Adeptus Custodes character model from your army that was just destroyed and has not fought this phase. You can use this stratagem on that unit even though it was just destroyed. You get to attack. Do not remove the destroyed model from play. The destroyed model can fight as if were the fight phase, you know? And then it's done. So, last one, Shoulder the Mantle. Basically allows you to attach characters to other units. This is at the end of your movement phase. You target an Adeptus Custodes character model from your army within 12 inches, or within 2 inches, excuse me, and 5 inches vertically of a unit it could lead. It attaches to that unit, and such, and so on, and that's what these guys do. So, I'll actually spend a second talking about these, because this is pretty cool, I guess. Your characters are good. This is great for Trajan. Trajan can get access to a whole lot of cool stuff here with all these things. Reroll wounds with Trajan is really, really good, especially because he's strength 10. Being able to fight again with him after he, inevitably dies. Using his ability multiple times for getting multiple tons of attacks. Pretty good for Trajan. Like, all these are Trajan strats. So that's your Auric champions. These are also very good. The +2 to your attacks characteristic, and you're being able to move again. Those are also very, very strong. So you get to pick a unit each turn. Your characters can just kill it. If you just take a ton of characters and just say, fuck it, I don't care about assassinate, then you can do this and kill a bunch of characters with these, or kill a bunch of stuff with these characters. So this is probably your best attachment, which is terrible. So this should be like the worst detachment in here. Unfortunately, it's the best detachment in here. So with that all done, with all the detachments done, let's move on to the data sheets, because there really aren't that many, and then we can wrap this video up. Alright, data sheet time. Let's just start it off with Trajan Valoris. This beefcake, this human beefcake here, he is movement 6, toughness 6, 2 up, 4 up, 7 wounds, leadership 5 with an OC of 2. So, right off the bat, he's toughness 6 with 7 wounds. He's got a 5 up, feel no pain, so he's real tanky here. He's got leader and he's got deep strike. He's got martial kata, he's got all that stuff. For ranged weapons, he's got a strength 5 gun that's AP 2 and damage 3 flat with 2 shots, hits on 2s. Everything in the army hits on 2s, in case you guys didn't know that. So now you know. Everything hits on 2s. His Watcher's Axe, 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 10, AP 2, damage 3. So he can double his attacks once a game, which is pretty cool. He can lead guard and wardens. He must be your warlord if you pick him. He's an infantry character, epic hero, so none of that changed, I don't think. So, what's he do? Why are you taking this guy? Well, you're taking him in the Auric Champions, and you're taking him because of this. While he's leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers that attacks ballistic skill or weapon skill characteristic, and or all modifiers to the hit. Notably, it does not ignore modifiers to the characteristics. So it is going to be affected by damage characteristics, and it is going to be affected by like -2 wound, that kind of stuff as well. But then he's got his Moment Shackle. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, you can select one of the following abilities to take effect. His attacks becomes 12, or he has a 2-up invuln. You're going to take 12 attacks, and then you're going to do this again probably, so that he's just 24 attacks in the game, just cutting through units. Crazy stuff there. As long as you can keep him alive for 2 rounds, dude, let him do that. Overall, Trajan is 150 points. So for what you're getting here, a real beefcake of a guy that ignores modifiers for the most part, and basically 12 attacks. Pretty average points, I think. He's very tough because he's got a 5-up feel no pain. He brings a lot of damage to the table with AP 2 and 3 damage flat in combat. He lost fights first. It's so disappointing. He lost fights first. Like, how can I not be disappointed? I'm not trying to complain all that much in this video, but this is a fucking travesty, okay? Look at this fucking shit. That's what these guys look like. Literal fucking troll face of dumb bullshit. So, yeah, I don't even know. I'm actually at a loss for words. He lost fights first, so he's worth 150 points, I guess, but he's just not really anything special. He's cool in Auric Champions, getting to swing twice with 12 attacks, being able to do that twice. I guess that's cool, but it's not. It's such a disappointment. So, I'm an idiot. Someone smarter than me is going to figure out how to make this work well. It's not going to be me, though. I hope that you guys can figure it out, because not having the durability anymore just not being durable in general with Custodians is a real pain in the ass. Taking 3 damage hits to the face that are dev wounds and stuff, it's just like, you just die. Shit just dies. So, let's move on to the Shield Captain. He's 140 points still. A lot of these points costs here, they changed, well, most of them changed, to the same points costs that are in the balanced data slate anyway, before this got printed. So, balanced data slate, Codex, then back to balanced data slate. For the most part, there's a few differences here and there, but they're all pretty inconsequential, if you ask me. All right, the Shield Captain. Toughness 6, move 6 with a 2-up, 4-up, 6 wounds, leadership 6, OC 2, so unchanged, I think, there. So he can also take the same guns as before, but he also has access to this Pyrite Spear. It's a melt-a-gun. Strength 9, AP 4, D6 plus 2 damage if you're within 6 inches because it's melted 2. So it's a melt-a-gun. He comes with a Guardian Spear. He can take a shield, which adds 1 to his wounds characteristic. So this is what are his options, though. If you take the shield, you're taking the Pyrite Spear, which you're probably going to do because it's 7 attacks at strength 7, AP 2, and damage 2. He then becomes, you know, an extra wound, so 7 wounds. I don't know why you would not do that. A Castellan Axe is going to be AP 1 in combat, so yeah, definitely just take the Melt-A-Gun and the shield. What does he do for you here? He deep strikes, he leads, he's got Custodes once per battle. When he's selected to fight, he can use his ability. If he does, both stances are active for his unit instead of just one. And then once per battle round, you can select a strat to be put on these guys for 0 CP, which is great. So he's got a captain strat ability, which is awesome. He's 140 points. He's an infantry character, Imperium Shield Captain. Okay, then we have our Shield Captain in Allarus Terminator armor. These guys are also 140 points, I want to say. Indeed they are. Moves 5 though, but toughness 7, so you're trading off one for the other. 2-up, 4-up of 7 wounds, so he just gets the 7th wound. Leadership 6, OC of 2. He's going to have this Ballistus Grenade Launcher. It's strength 4, AP 1, damage 1, D6 shots with blast, 18 inches. Castellan Axe or the Guardian Spear, so they're both the same profile there. They're the AP 1 assault weapon. In combat, he either has the strength 9, AP 1, 3 damage thing, or the strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage thing, with 7 attacks or 6 attacks respectively there. Either one's fine. I hate the AP 1 on the hammer, I guess it was what it is, this Castellan Axe. But they have Deep Strike, they have Leader. As you would expect, they can lead Allarus Terminators. This guy here, he can lead Wardens and he can lead Guard, just like Trajan. So this guy can lead Allarus Custodians. He's got a little bit different ability though. Once per battle at the start of any phase, this model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, each time an attack is allocated to this model, change the damage characteristic of that attack to 1. So once per battle, you can basically just make these things impossible to kill. Which is interesting if you take the Auric champions and just take nothing but characters, or you wouldn't actually do that, but take a bunch of characters, this guy would be one of them because he becomes pretty damn near impossible to kill at that point. 7 wounds at toughness 7 with a 2-up, 4-up, in cover probably, 1 damage apiece, doesn't matter what you shoot at him. Ignoring some modifiers like Melta and stuff. He then also has the free strats on him, just like a captain. So his Guardian Spear can be a Castellan Axe, he can be attached to the Allarus Custodians, and that's it. The Vertus Praetor guy, the Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle Jet Bike, is also 140 points. So they're all the same, they're 140 points for all those different things. This guy moves 12 at a toughness of 6. He should be 7, but he's only 6. 2-up, 4-up, 7 wounds, leadership 6, OC of 2. Has the same thing where strats are free. Once per battle at the end of the fight phase, if this model's unit has fought this phase, if it is within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a fallback move. Is that really how it says? Once per battle at the end of the fight phase, if this model's unit has fought this phase, if it is within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a fallback move. Or if it is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a normal move. So that's pretty cool. You can move them 12 inches. I mean, they've had this ability, but that's what they get. So they can move 12 inches, and then they get free stuff. He can have the Hurricane Bolter, or he can have the Salvo Launcher. So So 24-inch range on the salvo launcher, strength 9, AP 2, and damage 3. Much worse than it used to be. It used to be a useful missile launcher thing with Melta. Now it sucks dick. So, Interceptor Lance, that's going to be a lance weapon with 6 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage. Personally, I like it more than having 7 attacks without lance, because lance is +1 wound, and you're just going to get more damage through that way. Yeah, he can be attached to Vertus Praetors. He is a flying character that's mounted. Shield Captain, he does have that keyword. You then have the Blade Champion, 6 wounds, toughness 6, just kind of like these Shield Captains without their shield. Movement 6, toughness 6, 2 up, 4 up, 6 wounds, leadership 6, OC 2. He's got a Vault Sword, 6 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage, but it has precision. Or you can do like a sweep kind of thing with 9 attacks, a strength 5, AP 1, damage 1. Or you can do a big devastating wound, smash you in the face thing, 5 attacks, strength 6, AP 3, damage 3. All of them hitting on 2s. Deep Strike and Leader with Martial Kata, Swift Onslaught. While he's leading a unit, he can reroll charge rolls made for that unit. And then once per battle in your charge phase, this model's unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. So, I think he changed a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how much, but he definitely changed a little bit, I think. He's 110 points, which is not so bad for just a body that has those stats. And the ability to, once per game at least, charge and advance, and then also reroll your charge roll, which is really, really nice. He himself in combat is pretty good. So his character, infantry, all that stuff is pretty much the same. He can be attached to guard and wardens. So you probably put him with wardens and just run them up there and try to advance with them, try to get in there and charge. Then you have Valerian. This is a special character guy, unlike, just like Trajan, I meant to say. So Valerian, he's got the same stats as above, 100% the same things. He's got no assists. It's 3 shots, a strength 4, AP 1, damage 2 with assault 24 inches, so it's just an extra shot with that. In combat, it's strength 8, AP 3, and damage 2 with 7 attacks. He has Feel No Pain 6+ and Leader. He can be attached to guards and wardens. He has Martial Kata. While he's leading a unit, each time a melee attack targets that unit, you worsen the armor penetration by 1. Only a melee attack, though. If it was any attack, he would be so good. He's 110 points, so he's okay. But being able to, reduce it by 1, pretty cool. Once per battle, after making a hit, wound, or saving throw for this model, you can change the result of that to an unmodified 6. Better. So he's got some keywords here. None of them are really interesting. Okay. Knight Centura. These are your sisters. So toughness 3 with a 3 up and 5 up invuln, 4 wound, leadership 6, OC 1, 6-inch move. She has the Executioner Great Blade to start, which is Anti-Psyker 5+, and Dev Wounds. Why only 5? Why 5+? Why not like 2+? What the fuck? Strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. Okay. What the fuck? She's got Leader, she's got Scout 6 inches, Seeker's Instincts. While this model is leading a unit, add 2 inches to the move characteristic of models in that unit, and add 2 to the advance and charge rolls made for that unit. Interesting, that's not bad. She's only 70 points, which is far too many, but she's 70 points. She also gives out a 3 up Feel No Pain against psychic attacks and mortal wounds. And then each time an enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, within engagement range of this model falls back, all enemy models in that unit must take a desperate escape test, and when doing so, if they are battle shocked, subtract 1 from the test. I mean, that's kind of useful, being able to get into combat and then just make people run away and battle shock and die. That's kind of funny, but generally, like, She's funny. She's fine. So, she has some options here. She can take a close combat weapon and most likely either a flamer or a bolt gun. Executioner Great Blade can be replaced with one of the following: close combat weapon or bolt gun. Yep. One Witch Seeker. Yep. So, she can be attached to prosecutors, vigilators, or witch seekers. She does not have grenades. What a fucking shame. Okay, Alea. Same stats as above. 4 wounds, 3 up, 5 up, move 6. She's got Somus. She got something. Anti-Psyker 5 up, Dev Wounds. Strength 6, AP 3, damage 3 with 4 attacks. She's got Feel No Pain 5+. She's got Leader and she has Scout 6 inches. She gives Fight First to her unit. That's very good. While she's leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you add 1 to the hit roll if they're below starting strength, and add 1 to the wound roll if they're below half strength. And that's against the unit that you're targeting. And then she gives a 3-up feeling of pain against psychic attacks and mortal wounds. She's 75 points, so she's 5 points more than one of these. She's pretty cool. I do like this Desperate Escape thing, kind of. But she's pretty cool as well. I could definitely see you taking her for the fights first. That's pretty good. And then the +1 to hit and +1 to wound. If she's leading a unit of the... whichever ones have the great swords, yeah, they'll fuck shit up. Then you got your Custodian Guard. Okay, so these are your basic battle line guys. These are your 225-point troop units as your battle line. 3 wounds apiece, 2-up, 4-up with toughness 6. Their OC 2, leadership 6, move 6. You know, they didn't change. The Guardian Spear didn't change. 2 shots, strength 4, AP 1, damage 2 with assault and 24 inches. They got deep strike. You know, nothing changed. So nothing here is different. Anybody can replace their Guardian Spears with a Sentinel Blade and a shield thing. The shield adds 1 to your wounds. The Guardian Spear can be replaced with a Vexilla. And if you take the Vexilla, you add 1 to the objective control characteristic of models in the unit. He does have to replace his other stuff as well. He gets a Misericordia or something, but you definitely do that. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1, and while they're in range of an objective marker that you control, you reroll the wound instead. So this is really nice to have, especially when you have attached characters that rerolling all their wounds. Great. And then once per battle, after these guys shoot, they can shoot a second time. They also don't have grenades. They are 225 points for 5 or 180 for 4. So you can take them in units of 4. Then you have your Wardens. These guys are 200 points or 250, so 4 for 200. So they're 50 points apiece. They're the same exact stats. The only difference here is that these guys can get a 4-up feel no pain once a game. That's pretty much the only difference here. They can take axes, but generally speaking, the axe is just not good enough with AP 1, so you're usually going to take the 5 attacks at strength 7, AP 2 damage 2 with the spear. So that's just kind of the way it is. Deep strike, martial kata, so either lethal or sustained in combat. While a character is leading this unit, each time an attack targets this unit, if the strength is greater than their toughness, they subtract 1 from the wound roll. So unless you're strength 12, you're wounding these guys on 4s, which is pretty nice, because then they can, once a game, get a 4-up feel no pain. At the start of any phase, this unit can use this ability. If it does, they have a 4-up feel no pain. And then if you take the Vexilla, which you're going to take, you can just have it. You add 1 to your objective control, so each guy's 3. So, very, very nice. But not so nice for 225 points, and not really being able to combo it with any detachment that makes them more durable, unfortunately. So, take a bunch of characters, I guess. I mean, Custodians are still fine. They're not going to have the same power level that they did with the balanced data slate. It's just a shame that they lost their feel no pain against dev wounds and stuff. That really just helped them a lot. Helped their durability significantly. The points cuts are probably going to put them in an okay place still. They're just not going to be as good as they were. Your Allarus Custodians, they move 5. They're toughness 7 with a 2-up, 4-up, and 4 wounds. So they're a little bit beefier. They've got leadership 6 and OC of 2. They all have the Ballistus Grenade Launcher and then the Guardian Spear. The Grenade Launcher is the same as on the character version of these. Strength 4, AP 1, damage 1 with an 18-inch range and D6 shots and blast. The axe is the same as the spear. In combat, these are the same as well. Number of attacks is the same. Everything hits on 2s. Pretty easy to remember everything here because it's just everything hits on 2s. The attacks are generally the same. Like, it's all just the same. So 5 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, damage 2. That's probably what you're going to give these guys. Because each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets a character, monster, or vehicle, you can reroll the wound roll. I did play against these hammers. I don't like them. And then from Golden Light, once per battle, at the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, you can root from the battlefield, put it into strategic reserve, give them a Vexilla. One guy can have it. Although if you're taking units of 2, then you're probably not going to take the Vexilla. You probably don't need that. It's 130 points for 2 of them, so they're 65 points a piece. 3 of them are 195. Yeah, they're expensive. They're less expensive than Venatari, though. Alright, we got our Vertus Praetors. We're probably getting towards the end here. Vertus Praetors, they're only 4 wounds. They should be more wounds than 4, or they should be less points. But either way, they should be toughness 7, less points, more wounds. You can only take 3 in a unit, like everything about them is bad. So they can take the salvo launcher, strength 9, AP 2, 3 damage, or they'll just keep the heavy bolter most likely. In combat, they're not bad with 5 attacks with lance, so strength 7, AP 2, damage 2. You know, any number of them can take a salvo launcher if you want. They can turbo boost each time they advance. They just automatically move 6 inches. And then once per battle, after this unit ends an advance move, you can select one enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, that it moved over during the move. Roll d6 for each model in the unit. For each 2+, you suffer 2 mortal wounds. And you can take them in units of 2 to 3. If you could take them in units of 6, they would be great, but you can't. So that's moving on. Well, I'll tell you their points cost. They're 150 points for 2 of them. They're 75 points a piece. Can you believe that? 75 points for these fucking things. The Dreadnought, the Venerable Contemptor Dreadnought, toughness 9 with a 2-up, 5-up, 10 wounds, leadership 6, OC of 3, and a movement of 6, like everything else pretty much. This thing has a Combi Bolter, a Multi-Melta, and a Contemptor close combat weapon. Its Combi Bolter is rapid fire 2. I mean, we know what these do. The Carries Pattern Assault Cannon is going to be a Multi-Melta, which is a Multi-Melta. Strength 9, AP 4, 2 shots, hits on 2s, pretty cool. In combat, it's Strength 12, AP 2, damage 3 with 5 attacks. Yeah, cool. It's got Deadly Demise. It's got Martial Kata, so it is pretty cool in combat. It can do cool stuff. And then Unyielding Ancient, the first time he's destroyed. Don't remove it from play on a 2+. Set it back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it was before with D6 wounds remaining. Land Raider. It's a Land Raider in every way possible. It cannot take a Multi-Melta though, so that's weird. But you can get out from it and charge. It's -1 hit if you hurt it. It's got Godhammer Las Cannons. It's got 2 of them, so 4 Las Cannon shots. It's got a Twin Heavy Bolter. It just can't take, yeah, that's weird. It cannot take a Multi-Melta for some reason. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is the last page of units. You got Prosecutors. These are going to all have the same profile, so I'll just go over this one time. This is different, obviously. But these 3 are going to have the same profile. So, movement of 6, toughness of 3, 3-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, and OC of 2. Okay, so that's what we're getting for all of these. The Prosecutors are 40 points. Now, these are cool, I guess, because they're cheap. They have bolters, and they have close combat weapons. This is what they do, though. Models in this unit have Field of Pain 3+ against psychic attacks and mortal wounds, and then each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack specifically that targets a psychic unit, you get precision and devastating wounds. So your bolters become precise and devastating, which is not good enough. So you can take units of 4 to 10, and that's pretty much what you get there. They still don't have grenades. Vigilators. These guys are probably your better ones. They got that same thing with Daughters of the Abyss, 3-up Field of Pain against mortal wounds. Each time an attack targets this unit, you subtract 1 from the hit roll. It's a melee attack, though. So each time a melee attack targets them. Their melee ain't bad, though. Anti-Psych are 5+ with dev wounds. 2 attacks on 3, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. So they're okay. You also can take them in units of 4. Yeah. They are 50 points if you want to take 4 of them. They're 125 if you want to take 10 of them. The Witch Seekers are your Flamer Ladies. These have Scout 6 inches, so these are ones you're most likely going to take. They are 50 points for 4. They have the same thing, 3-up Field of Pain against mortal wounds and stuff. And then in your shooting phase, if this unit has not shot, after this unit has shot, you select an enemy unit hit by their attacks, they take a Battle Shock test. So these are pretty good with their actual Null Maiden task force, because you can force Battle Shock tests and kind of fuck people up that way, but I mean, they're 50 points. So what do you're paying 125 points for 10 of these things. They can scout 6 inches. Maybe you just take 3 units of them. Just say, here's 10 flamers. Maybe that's what you do. You just do 10 flamers 3 times. Your Rhino is a Rhino. It's 75 points. It's a Rhino in every possible way, except it doesn't repair itself, I don't think. Yeah, it does. It repairs itself. Has Field of Pain 3-up against mortal wounds. It's a Rhino. Can carry 12 guys. It's all the same. It's all ogre now. Thank God we got to the back, because I literally can't do any more of this. There was nothing exciting about this codex. So, oh man. I think the character one's pretty interesting, because you can take some cool characters in here. Valerian would be cool to take. Maybe. Nah, fuck him. Shield captains are cool, especially in Allarus Terminator armor. Or just regular shield captains that have the, you know, the shield themselves, but the Allarus ones, the making things 1 damage, makes them really, really tanky. So take, like, 3 of them. Take Trajan. Do you take a bunch of shield? Yeah, probably take a bunch of shield captains and put them in units. And take, like, tanks, 'cause tanks are good. Venatari are cool, too. Blade Champion's still going to be great to be able to advance and charge. That's really, really useful. That's always going to be useful. And then he also rerolls his charges. But, yeah. I think Blade Champion's still good. Your Allarus Terminator Champion guy's still good. Your Shield Captain guy's good. Trajan's okay for 150 points. I don't know. He's good in the Auric Champions because he can do his thing twice. So that's pretty cool. I do like that he can do his thing twice. What else can Auric Champions do for us here? Reroll wound rolls against monsters and vehicles is pretty cool. Being able to fight back on a dude that's dying is pretty cool, especially if you're in combat with your whoever. And especially if he's got +2 to his attacks characteristics. That's pretty cool. Moving a unit, put this with a shield captain guy. Put him with a unit, that way he can continue to move them around. This could be really good on Wardens. Maybe even the Allarus. It'd be nice if you could put wounds. Like, this should say, like, you can allocate wounds to characters or something and be cool with that. But that is the Custodes Codex, guys. It's very disappointing. I want to know what you guys think of this, because I know this has been a very divisive codex for a couple of reasons. 1 being the whole female Custodes thing, 2 being it's just fucking garbage, and 3 being this points bullshit, where the points are just the index, or the balanced data slate points from last time, pretty much. So, I'm going to leave you with that. This is going to be just a quick review here. Not even quick. This is going to be just my review on it. At some point, I'll do an updated, well, not even updated, because I never even did a Tactica on these guys. I will do a Tactica on these guys at some point and see what I can come up with. But if you liked this video, be sure to Guardian Spear the like button, Castellan Axe it right in the face with your Talon of the Emperor, subscribe to Theory Hammer, leave a comment down below, smash Nurgle's bell icon, and check out our other videos as well, because we have all kinds of content out there, and you're gonna wanna watch it. I gotta recover from this, legitimately. I wanted to be excited about something tonight, and I'm not, so now I might go have to do something totally legal. And I guess with that, I'm just gonna leave us in the fucking garbage for the Custodians to pick up.